Let's be honest. You want to maximize your weight loss on GLP-1 medication. But between life conflicting priorities and slow progress, it's really easy to feel stuck. You might be wondering, am I going to end up at the highest dose and still have a lot of weight to lose? Am I going to be stuck needing to lose the weight without any more support from GLP-1 medication? The average weight loss on Zepbound Mounjaro is 21%. So if you want to lose more weight than that, you need to get really strategic. If you and I were chatting right now, could you honestly say that it's completely out of your control that you're not seeing the results on the scale? Because here's the thing, if you keep riding the roller coaster of motivation and defeat, you risk losing weeks to plateaus and stalls and spirals. You just really don't have that kind of time, right? But if you still are feeling the effects of the medication, you can take control and get the most out of the opportunity while the GLP-1 meds are still working for you. Now you might be wondering, why should I listen to you? In January of 2024, I had to lose weight in the hardest season. From October to January 4th was my follow-up appointment. I could deal with the holidays, no GLP-1, but I had to prove that I was serious in order to get through the weight loss clinic requirements to start these GLP-1 medications. That was so hard, but it taught me to get really resourceful and have to learn a lot of different skills. So I managed to lose 10 pounds in 3 months, which was incredible for me. I had struggled to do that for a very long time, but I did it. It took a lot of effort and a team to support me. I arrived at the office on January 4th, which meant that I had to get through all the biggest holidays and be very mindful. It took a lot of control to avoid all the desserts and make the healthiest choices. I got on the scale and it said that I had lost 10 pounds since my last visit, and I was so excited. I did it. That must mean I get to start these medications and change my life forever. Except as the NP was writing the script for me, she turned to me and let me know, I just want to make sure that you understand that these medications have an average weight loss of 21% of your starting weight, and you have closer to about 50% that you need to lose. These meds are not going to get you all the way there to your weight loss goals, but they will get you on your way. The blood must have run out of my face. I was just like, wait. I had spent these last 3 months working so hard because I truly thought that all I had to do was show up at this appointment saying that I'm ready to commit to this lifestyle change with these medications. I would just start taking these medications and start losing the weight. And the numbers just didn't make sense. Like everything I saw on social media seemed to suggest that people were losing a massive amount of weight. That was my wake-up call. I had to make every moment count, and I got obsessive. I really wanted to do this right. For the most part, I did a really good job of that. But there is an aspect of taking on a complete life-changing journey while you have 2 young toddlers, a full-time job, and decide to share your journey on social media. There's a lot to it. And what quickly happened is I was struggling. I'm a normal responder, probably like you, not a unicorn on social media who lost 100 pounds in a year. I lost maybe 60, and that was just about halfway about how much I needed to lose. I still had a long way to go. In October of 2024, I stalled really hard on the scale. Life was just not going well. I was struggling at work with the workload. We were just very overwhelmed and overworked. It was fall. My kids were getting sick nonstop, and that made it even harder for me to go to work and take care of my needs like sleep. I started seeing it on the scale. That was really hard, right? Like you already understand that for me to get what I need out of these medications, I need to get almost double somehow by magic from this, right? Data lines up that I'm just a regular responder, that I am on track for the expected weight loss, which is a hard truth, right? Seeing that I was stalling and losing time really got me into this like burnout. I lost sight of my health. I lost sight of what mattered, my overall health. I was chasing the success of getting it done. What does that even mean? But at that time, I couldn't understand that. I just needed to be doing everything well. Everything perfect, honestly, right? I needed to be the perfect employee. I needed to be the perfect mom. I needed to be the perfect person taking Zepbound out of pocket. There was a lot riding on it. And I really struggled. When I realized that it was impacting my health, I actually took a break from work. And I used that time to really dig in and figure out what the heck is going on. Here I am taking these weight loss medications that are miraculous and are supposed to do all these things to like cure cancers and help people lose weight that have never been able to lose weight. But here I am having a very hard time. So I did what I do best, researched. I hit the books, I looked up all the information, and I spent a lot of time thinking about what in the world could be going on. I went through different types of research on what promotes health, what doesn't, and I really started narrowing down on certain aspects that were clear to me that I was missing. I had to get back to work and create a strategy that would keep me in the right direction on my health goals while not compromising my overall health. And as I was sharing that, it started resonating with so many people. Instagram started growing massively because it seemed as though I'm not the only one who's experiencing this. But nobody else is really talking about this. I've got a suspicion that a lot show up on social media because they are wanting to share their journey because their journey is going well. And yeah, I was doing that as well. I've always been interested in blogging my weight loss journey. I had a live journal with my weekly weigh-in results back in the day. Hardcore diet culture concept. But the reality is that after a lot of trial and error, starting with myself and sharing resources with my very early followers, I began to notice a trend. What I was putting together was actually a solution to a problem that people didn't even realize they were having because I was a little bit ahead of it and I'm very focused on figuring this out. I got to work. That's what brought me here. That's the beginning of GLP-1 Strategy Lab. I had to create strategies to make sure that I'm not wasting my money here, right? I'm paying out of pocket and I need to lose this weight for my health. Like, it's not a vanity thing. I was starting at an incredibly unhealthy weight and I needed to take care of it to live long enough to enjoy my life with my children. So let me tell you about my little framework that I came up with. I came up with this 3-part framework. No one else had to hit rock bottom in order to reach the end goal of health through this journey. The first part is mindset reset. I realized the very fundamental core to a lot of this problem is that being prepared for this type of change, this is life-changing. Our whole body is impacted by taking these medications. And we're really not counseled on that. We're really not given the tools that we need in order to make sure that we're ready to accept that and adjust our choices to go with it. And I'm not talking about choices like eating better and working out more. That's what we dig into with Mindset Reset. We start with the fundamentals. What you believe about yourself and your journey is going to shape how you behave in your journey. Then I get into SHOT strategy. SHOT strategy is the best part of this. That is all of this research that I've been curating since I started this account, since I started hyperfixating on GLP-1 medication, how they work, and talking to all the experts about it. The difference is the data I collected, the information I spoke with the experts, I then put a spin on it. If you've heard any of my social media messages, you know that I have a unique way of interpreting our journey. So this takes it to the next level. These strategies are actionable. You learn information and exactly what that information means for your weight loss, for your health. And I also give you tools and information on how you can have these conversations with your medical provider so you can make safe decisions for yourself, because that's the most important thing. Once you have your mindset ready for change and you have your goals redefined and you fully understand what you need to know, the ins and outs of this GLP-1 journey, we get into habits. Habits come at the end because while you should still be incorporating all the good and healthy habits, I truly believe that when you understand the first two things, every time you start a habit, it gets very difficult to continue forward when you hit those bumps. Those bumps in the road don't make sense because you may not have the mindset foundation that you need to understand what's going on or the expert knowledge of what happens when you take these GLP-1 medications. So that is the format of the core framework that I use within my course, and I'm bringing it into a membership. This is the beauty of what I have created, and I am so excited for this. Can you tell? I'm truly so excited to share this with all of you. I'm bringing this course and we're going to go together through this. It's going to be a 90-day experience. I have mapped out our next 90 days together. We're going to hit up what I call strategic sprints. Each month, we're going to hit 7 days together, holding each other accountable to create meaningful change that will allow us to build up from there. And you have my support, and you have the support community, this very curated, high achieving, intelligent, and determined women that are joining this community. You just can't get that in any random group that you join. You're just one number in a group of people. I'll tell you that the people in my courses can vouch for this. If I didn't have a community, I was trying to create something there. That's why I knew we needed one. And my course was already seeing results within the first couple of lessons that began through the mindset reset. I realized there was a challenge in continuing forward and finishing the course. And it comes down to we're really busy women, and we tend to deprioritize ourselves. We tend to take care of everybody else before we take care of ourselves, right? Without this community aspect, it was easy to get lost in the stress of everyday life and forget that taking care of ourselves is the only way that we can manage through that stress. We feel like we just don't have time, but the true story is that if you take the time to take care of yourself, that perception of time becomes a lot less stressful. And that seems insignificant until you experience that. And here's the thing, I put a lot of work into this program, and I want to make sure that you get through it. So that's why we're trying out this 90-day membership cohort. I have so much planned for after 90 days, but I figured we're all going to know how we feel about this journey in the next month or two, about how successful we are at keeping each other accountable. And the reality is, what do you have to lose? If the only thing that joining this membership will offer you is 90 days of accountability, that will still be worth it. But let me tell you something. This membership has so much more than just accountability. You've got this core framework that will set you up for success for life. And honestly, I have a really good feeling that having this space, this community, is going to be everything that we've been looking for. And it's going to be something that you're going to want to stay and stick around for, especially as you learn what I have in store for us. But we will get to that in the next few months. Let's focus on getting these 90 days done together. 30 days from now, you could be inside the membership, taking control of your GLP-1 journey, feeling confident in the decisions that you're making with your medical provider and just your day-to-day routine, believing that there is hope for you to get to your goals with or without these medications. The truth is that at some point, if you need to lose enough weight, you might be in the same boat as me. We might not be able to get to use these medications at its highest efficacy to help us lose the weight, but we're going to try to get everything that we can out of it. I know I am. So you have the opportunity right now to join. Add to cart. You deserve it.